Do you have an old hunting knife that needs a new sheath? Or do you have a custom-made knife that needs a sheath? As we all know, it is very difficult to purchase a good quality sheath that will fit your knife. The good news is that you can make your own custom-fitted knife sheath. We will begin with a piece of cardstock paper or 85-pound paper, and I fold it in half and make a line right down through the middle. Now we can lay our knife on the line, and so that it goes exactly down through the middle of the line. And now we will take our pencil and we will draw around the knife. Also, we need to mark where the top of the blade goes into the handle here in the bolster or whatever that's called. And we can also then draw in the handle. This will give us the information we need to get started. Now, this blade is about 1/8 of an inch thick, so we don't have to be too concerned with that because we are going to put some fillers in here. However, now that we know the width of the blade, we need to add about 1/8 of an inch for the filler. We need to add another 1/4 of an inch for our stitch line. So now we know that we have to be about 3/8 of an inch away from the blade. And so we will make some marks at 3/8 of an inch. And we will know how wide to make our case. Now it's just a matter of taking a pencil and drawing or sketching a line along these marks. And we will know the cutting line, and of course we will mark it right here so that we know where the top of the front part of the case would be. Now we will do the same thing on this side. We will start up here and mark 3/8 of an inch, and we will do the same thing that we did on the other side. And now we will take our pencil and we will sketch this line. And we will take our square and set it up on our paper and draw the line across. This will be the pattern for the front. Now we need to continue the pattern for the back. And as a rule, we will come in here a little bit, make a little bit of an arc. The back does not have to be as wide as does the front. So now let's take our ruler and measure, and we are about, let's say, 3/4 of an inch on this side and about 3/4 on this side of the center line. So now, if we need any adjustment, we can do that. Now we'll take our ruler and go up to the top, make 2 marks, 3/4 of an inch from center, And we'll now draw a line between those two marks. Now this upper part of the case will become the place where we will hold the safety strap, and also it will make the belt loop. So for now, let's take the shears and cut this out. Now we will make some marks to locate the slots. We'll need to cut some slots here for the safety strap. So we'll put a mark right there, one on either side, and then we will take our ruler and mark this for 3/4 of an inch. Now, if you have a 3/4 inch bag punch, that's great. You use the 3/4 inch bag punch, but it needs to be located about 3/4 of an inch above where the knife goes in, so that we have room for the bolster to clear. So as you can see now, our safety strap would go right around it right here, and that's a good place for it. Now we need to determine the belt loop. Now we can come up here, say another inch, to make the fold. And as we make the fold, then we will come back here and make sure we get it down below the top of the front, and so that we could get at least a 2-inch belt through here. So this looks pretty good about where we are here. So let me do a little drawing on here, and we will then cut this out. And now this would be the pattern for our back piece, for the back and the flap. Now I'm going to mark on here left, and on the other side I'll mark right. Now let's take this and make a separate pattern for our front piece. For this kind of a case, we're also going to have to make some fillers. So what I have done, I have drawn around my front piece, and I came in with my pencil and I sketched a line about 3/8 of an inch in on either side. Now we will take our shears and we will cut 2 of those. Now these will be separate pieces, so I can just cut like this and then cut the other piece. We'll show you how to fit these in after we cut the leather. And there are our 2 filler pieces. And here are the parts for our knife sheath. Of course, we have the back and the flap piece. We have the front. We have a piece for the safety strap, and 2 pieces for fillers. It is now time to cut leather, so I will begin by, I dampen my leather slightly just to make it easier for the marking. Now I will lay my pattern on the leather and carefully trace around the outside with the scratch awl. As we get all this traced, then we'll take our awl and mark for the holes that we will punch for the slot for the safety strap. And now we will to the front. I'm going to show a little trick with the front in that I'm going to trace all the way around it, but I have left some space on both sides here so that I can make my filler strips right from the same area. And now all we've got to do is cut a strap for the safety strap. I'm going to use the straight edge whenever I can, and I'm cutting this leather from 6 to 7 ounce vegetable tan cowhide, and I will cut all of the parts out of that same leather. Now I'm very carefully cutting on my line. If you can, cut with one pass of the knife. Many times you'll find that a good shears will work to cut these outside curves. Now, with the front piece, if you'll take a wing dividers and make this about 3/8 of an inch, we can take the wing dividers, make this mark, and we can cut the pieces for the filler. Now, you can do those with the shears or with a knife. And we'll do the one for the other side of the front the same way. And here are our leather parts all ready to go, except for a few holes we need to punch. Notice on the strap I have pointed one end, and I kind of clipped the corners on the other end. Now on this end we'll punch a hole. This will be for the male part of the snap. And now here we will punch 4 holes, and these will be used to make a slot for our safety strap. Now it's just a matter of taking a straight edge and very carefully cut between the holes. Be careful not to go over the end. Do these from one side and then turn it and cut back from the other direction, and the piece should fall out, forming a slot. Sometimes it takes a little bit of extra cutting. Now we'll do the other slot the same way.